The end is nigh. Yeah, the end of the week's nearly here, JP. Big on soup. And the feasting will begin. Pig on a spit for entree. Whole cow in a burger. One more day of soup.
Plain ham tomorrow. Or is it vegetable again?
No, actually it does the reverse, JP. It does the absolute reverse. She comes out nice and firm there, lad. Because you're eating fibre. This is how it works. So yeah, no, it's all been it's been a solid week, if you know what I mean. I probably lost a couple of kilos. Woo! It's not the exercise or the point of it. I thought a few people have actually joined me in this quest, the Fellowship of the Soup. There's Princess Soup a lot.
He's going to bed in a minute. We've got 2 grandchildren tonight and I'm tired already.
This is true. We have 2 hobbits amongst us.
So you can just chat tonight.
Yeah, it won't be long, Aunt. Just saying g'day. I don't see Awesome on, but as soon as I come on, she'll come on and take all my revenue. My life will be destroyed. But a broken jaw, pure food was a blessing. Yeah, broken jaws are not good.
Huh? Who's got a broken jaw?
No, JP had a broken jaw.
Yeah.
I think VMAC did it to him. Oh, you told me actually playing sport. Or his accident.
It's the accident.
Yes, so we've had a mixture of soup this week. I've eaten more bread than I've ever eaten though.
Well, that's your fault. You can
Well, not a lot. I mean, I have 2, normally have 1 slice. I had 2. What else do we have? We haven't just had soup, by the way. We've had 1 sort of smallish bacon and egg sandwich. Because I had to use the bacon. I'm not lying. Is that true? I had to use the bacon?
Yes.
I had to use the bacon. So we used that and we ate that. But other than that, it's been soup. Four hours talking about cat. Why? Yes, if I had to be banished to an island, JP, and they said you can take any one type of food, just one type, and you can have an unlimited supply of it, I'd take bacon. Why? Bacon's good. Also, it would become the currency of the island. 3 rashers of bacon for 3 wenches. Fair deal? Bacon is so versatile and goes with anything. Just think of a meal and then throw bacon in. Maybe not cornflakes, gotta be honest there. However, I'd give it a go. But on tomorrow's the last day, and then Monday I'm going to make battered prawns in honey and sesame. Shallow fry in a batter, prawns in a big bowl. Plans for the weekend? Well, we've got 2 of the grandkids here today. I did actually do something. I'll show you. Man, did it make me grunt.
I'll close the door. The cold air's going in.
Yeah, I'll close it again. We picked up a bargain today. I looked at it all week before I decided to get it. But we ended up getting, let me reverse the camera, you might not be able to see unless I turn the light on. This. It's a coffin. No, it's not. It was designed in someone's home and it fits perfectly in our laundry. It's got a nice little bevel edge so you haven't got a corner sticking out. And And it's got knickknacks and paddywhacks in there. But it's beautiful, solid jarrah. Even had a trim board that I attached to it, so it looks like it's meant to be up against the wall. Very nice. Again, it's all solid jarrah, handmade. Cost a fortune. But I was willing to spend the $40. Only fair. Actually, the bloke, because I said that's a bit cheap, and he said, no, it's all good. And he's got some other stuff, another cupboard and bits and pieces that we'll probably get off him a bit later. But I forced him to take $50 because I felt a bit guilty. I know what work has gone into that. And it just fits perfectly in the laundry. It's got bits and pieces in there now, but it will just be laundry stuff in the future when the rest of the house is built. But in jarrah alone, it's probably $400 or $500 worth of material there. It's 2.1 something high, which is over 7 foot. Just a bloke advertised on Gumtree. Nice old bloke, went to his house. His house is magnificent. It's got all these jarrah staircases. It's really well done. He's got a frangipani tree. I don't mean bush. It was planted in 1940, you reckon, didn't he?
35.
1935, this frangipani. And it's a tree. When I first looked at it, I think, that's a bloody frangipani. It must have been 20 feet high, had branches, not kidding you, this thick. Unbelievable. But really, it was in a suburb of Inglewood, which is an old suburb of Perth, sort of old flash houses. And yeah, he actually got his ute, and we loaded it up on his ute because I haven't got a ute. And he helped me drag it into here. But I dragged it into the house, and then my neighbour looked over and said, "You probably need a hand." I said, "You're a bloody magician." So we eventually got it up and in that corner. But all down the bottom's jarrah, and it's been cut away to fit architrave, so it just slid straight in there. Yeah, good bloke. And he's got, like I said, he's got another cupboard, not as big as that, but it's a square cupboard. And he's got an old sink, 1940 sink. It's in mint condition in a jarrah cabinet. And he said, "You can have that as well." And he's got an overhead cupboard, so about another 3 bits. But what I'll do with those, in the JP alfresco wing area where the barbecues will go, I'll put the sink out there, a little skinny cupboard goes out there, and an overhead. Like an outdoor kitchen sort of thing. But yeah, you can pick a bargain. I looked at this about 2 weeks ago, thought, that'll fit in my laundry. And it did. But heavy. I'm guessing, I'm not kidding, 160 to 200 kilo. It's very heavy because it's solid jarrah. Bit like the door behind me, that weighs a ton too. That's going on next Saturday. I've got a chippy to come and do that for me next Saturday. That cost me a fortune. That was $40 as well. You can see I'm willing to pay $40 for just about anything. But no, good cupboard. And it's good, like say you walk into the laundry, you don't have it sticking out. Actually, mainly me, to be honest. I got, what I did, I dragged it in because it's so long. The laundry is a decent size. I dragged it in, and then I did the old little dance walk, you know what I mean? I'm up against the wall and I'm... And then the other bloke and the missus were pushing the bottom so it would come in a bit. And then I went, I'm done. It knackered me completely. So heavy. It wasn't really the weight. I can lift a fair bit, but the tight space and the angles on it was a bit of a pain in the bum. Got it in. Always good. But yeah, no, I just thought it was a bargain and it looks good. And if you're willing to wait and you keep your eyes out, you can pick up a bargain. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if it was chipboard or something like that. But being solid jarrah, it was definitely worth the purchase. But not many people you hear would say, the guy asked me 40 and I gave him 50, but it was worth a lot more than that. I said, take at least 50, you're helping me deliver it to my house. They probably still do make good stuff, but my jingo, you'll pay for it. You know, any hardwood in Australia, Carry, Marry, Jarrah, and there's some other, we've got some really beautiful hardwood timbers in our state. I used to work for a company called Miller's, a timber yard, many years ago. Beautiful timbers in WA. And they dry stack them for 20 to 30 years, and that material sent to furniture makers like this stuff. So you're looking at probably a 400-year-old tree, cut up and then 30 or 40 years later made into furniture. That's why it's so expensive. But then you see some of these like new lounges that, you know, they're imported from bloody China, let's be honest. And they want $3 grand or $4 grand. I'm thinking, no, it's just crap. Chipboard, a little bit of fancy hardwood on the legs. No. I'd rather buy something that's well made. And I don't mind paying a good price for something, don't get me wrong, but I'll still snavel a bargain when I see one. So tomorrow is D-Day. It is the end of the soup. Well, it's not the end of soup in context. It's the end of a week of soup. But at least I didn't go on to the tin soup. Have we given that away yet?
No, not yet.
It's all bagged up though, isn't it?
Yeah.
We'll drop it off at Jay's place. He's doing it tough at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, save him going to the soup kitchen. But no, look, I mean, if I had to eat tinned food, I would. He's struggling, doing it hard. In fact, I think he's got a bit of work experience in Thailand coming up shortly, so, you know, work for the dole. Sawadee-cup. Sawadee-cup. But, you know, the thing about language is, if I'm in the country, I tend to remember it all. When I get back home, I'm going, you just get sort of into the groove, I suppose, is the way to describe it. But Thai people are so lovely, let's be honest. They're really beautiful people. Very kind. I'm sure they have a little bit of indiscretion against Westerners, I'm sure they do. But if you make an effort to try and speak their language, they certainly go out of the way to look after you. Like in my bad German, people would just smile at me and give me bigger steak. That works well. Yeah, Germany's a really nice country, full of very similar to people to us, but there's a lot of refugees there, which is pretty sad. Yeah, I think that's the end bit of what you just said, is we do respect. I know that I'm in someone else's country. I am fully aware of that. And I'm not going to be a loud and obnoxious Australian demanding this and demanding that, raising your voice. In some countries, you know, you get an old granny will send over a grandkid, and all of a sudden you realise the grandkid speaks perfect English and says, "Grandma, I like you. We cook for you." On you, mate. But it's true. You've got to give that respect. It's not your playground. It's not your backyard. Hello, Scarlett. In fact, some of our kids, 4 of our kids went to Bali 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Bali doesn't do it for me anymore, you know what I mean? A lot of them over there are pretty much in your face. A lot of those drifters come in from Java, and as you know, Johnny, most of Bali is Buddhist, but the Javanese are not. So they run a few little drug rings and things like that, and a bit pushy. But you get the Balinese and they're all over you. They're just very kind. I didn't like, you know, the mum hanging a baby out of her arms and begging for money, because that's a bit of a setup, to be honest with you. Because you just have to think for a second. You're in a Buddhist-like country, where no one shall go hungry under border. So a mother standing on a street corner in Kuta begging for money is a falsehood. I haven't been to Bali. Yeah, the big difference, in fact, is the physical difference. They've got a fairly square face, Javanese. But each their own. I don't hate Javanese, I just know they're a bit pushy. But I couldn't remember a time in Thailand. Do you ever remember anyone sort of pushing stuff onto us at all? Or no? You'd have to ask, you know.
Just the lady boys.
Oh, the lady boys say, you come have long time, love me time, long time?
Massage.
No, mate, you got a penis. I'm not interested.
I'm trying to give you massages.
You want a massage? A massage? No. I went to an old lady to massage my legs from the knees down. Oh, she was good. Brilliant. Did the same in Bali too. Found a really old granny. She had magic hands. Hello, Sig. Koreans are a bit pushed too, are they? I've never been to Korea.
Is that Sids or Sig?
Nepalese and Indians. That's Jeff
Ah.
coming under Sig. But no, I mean, if you ever got an opportunity, I know JP's been there a couple of times too. Go to Thailand. They are, I mean, what do they say? The land of smiles or something, JP? Pretty much true. But no, we enjoy it. I don't enjoy people running up, pushing something in my face. Oh, actually, no, I do remember there was just a girl, but they're not pushy at the time. She was walking around with a tray of sunglasses, and JP, you'd have seen that. Sitting down at a bar, I'm wearing, you know, expensive sunglasses. And she says, you want to buy good sunglasses? I picked them up. I said, they're rubbish. She said, no, only $2. I said, no, but thank you. But it wasn't in Bali. They wave them in front of your face. Not in Thailand. She just held the tray and said, would you like some? And the wife loves the pancakes, banana pancakes, don't you? Yum. G'day, keeping. But yeah, no, I think there are lots of countries that are indifferent to Westerners. I'm sure that's the case. In Vietnam, we felt very welcome in Vietnam. As soon as they knew we were Australian, I'm not harping on the point that they don't like Yanks, and they still don't like Yanks. There's probably a damn good reason. JT is teaching me his stake throwing technique. I don't want you to do a rotor cuff, Jeff. Just work your way into it slowly. I missed what JP said.
I'm not on, I'm too tired.
Oh, she's too tired. If I've missed what you said, I apologise. There's no backup tonight.
No, going to bed.
You must have travelled a fair bit in your time, Jeff. Obviously Korea you mentioned. Have you been to many other countries? You haven't been down under. Because we tattoo Americans when they come to Australia, and I didn't see any tattoo on you. I keep hearing, JP, and you hear the same thing. Americans are frightened to come here. Not all of them. Hello, Scarlett. Bake some banana, brown sugar, pour over ice cream. Oh yeah, I do things like that all the time.
I'm going to check the kids.
I like walnuts, hazelnuts.
Some of us have to babysit.
Bergs filed a privacy complaint on that vid, had to take it down. Yeah, no big loss. Point was made, I guess. I don't know about you guys, I'm just not getting notifications at all. Every now and then I'll see a TM movie up in my subscriber list, it comes up, and then I'll look down and there's 5 others I haven't seen. I don't know. YouTube's going to change pretty shortly anyway. They're going to go for the dollar. People like me and Jeff and everyone else won't be making any money at all because it'll be a pretty high bar they'll be raising it to. I think, you know, it could be dramatic, up to 50,000 subscribers. Look, the one I think will happen, is one that I'd impose. If I owned YouTube, every time you did a hangout, I'd take $10 off you. Yeah. Seems a bit harsh, but not really. You'd weed out all the people that, are just there to skive and take people's money, and B, the real channels that have got something to offer would be happy to pay $10 a hangout. I mean, I don't know any other business. Let's say you did one hangout a day, $300, and you can claim it off your tax. Spend all, mate. Yep, good idea. Make sure you get your cave all up to scratch. We did our holiday because we knew we were going to be busy for the next 6 months, and we needed a break. But head down and bum up now. Geez, mate, I'm an old bloke, and left in that cupboard today, I feel like I've just played 15 quarters of footy. Some of those muscles haven't been used for a while. I'm like, oh, that's a bit stiff. Not the muscle you're thinking of. I'm talking about like back muscles, arm muscles, shoulder. But travelling's great. I mean, I always encourage people, if you can afford to, you don't have to go around the world. You can go somewhere near that you've never been before. The amount of people I know that have never been to places near where they live. You was at the Swans-Eagles game in Sydney. Well, I don't know how much you cried on the way home, but that's just how it is. The Swans beat the Eagles, which I thought they would, to be honest. They've got, I don't think we've won there for 20 years. And that's fine. It's not the games during the year that count. It's the one at the end. Just that one game. But, yeah, travel as much as you can. But what I was saying was, a lot of people say, I'll say I'm coming around your area shortly and I'm going to such and such. And they said, oh, I lived here all my life and I've never bothered to go there. Pretty common, actually, more common than you think. Where people have got something magnificent on their doorstep and they go, yeah, I know it's there, but they never go and visit it. I suppose that's how it is. Have you heard about the American tourists being killed in Costa Rica? No, I haven't, but American tourists get killed a lot. High country fly life, g'day seas, what's cracking? We don't use that in WA, we just say g'day. I think that's an Eastern States thing. That's what Two Aussie does. He says, what's cracking? And ooroo. No, we just say g'day. But, yeah. Did you catch any fish on your last journeyman through the mountains there, High? Haven't seen any videos. They must have all got away, did they? I've been using, he's just started using those little burners. I would have started using them when they first came out 20 years ago. And I've been cooking on them ever since. Costa Rica, 8 deaths in 6 months. Well, like I say, I'm not going to get into any political argument, but unfortunately, good Americans travelling the world get kidnapped, murdered, and killed all the time. It's a very high percentage. A few Aussies do too, but the Americans, it's terrible. You did catch a lot. Sounds good. Just enough is what you need to fill that pan, mate. Yeah, in Costa Rica keeping. Yeah, if you haven't been to Fly's channel, just click on High's name and go and have a look. He's got some beaut fishing up in the mountains, which is a beautiful place. New Zealand is beautiful. I fell in love with it when I got there. The beauty is the New Zealanders always take the piss out of the Aussies, but we give it back. I said to the taxi driver that took me up to one of the fancy hotels in Queenstown, said something about, you know, derogatory to Australians, and I was like, yeah, no worries, mate. I said, it's Friday night, we're going up for a feed and a drink at this place, but I can smell your lanolin aftershave. I know where you're going. And I knows what I'm talking about. What do you mean lanolin aftershave? No, it's all right, mate. Each to their own. Bit of an in-joke with Aussies and New Zealanders. Yeah, but it come to a stoush, we'd stand side to side, no worries. That's it, Scarlett. But they give us, they give us just as good as we give them. Trust me, it's an equal share. But we don't mind being taken the piss out of. That's why you find quite a few Aussies on YouTube. You can attack them like hell, and they go, "Oh, okay, no worries," because we don't, we know it's all waffle and crap, so we don't worry about it. I see a lot of people react to people prodding them with a stick. And I'm thinking, you don't get it there. They're just prodding you to get a reaction. It's when you don't give them a reaction, they fall flat on their face. Which is the secret of life, believe it or not. You can swim against the tide as much as you like. Eventually you will drown. I had 3 Maoris work for me once. They were the funniest guys I've ever come across. And two of them said, we've got to go back to New Zealand soon. I said, why is that? He said, court hearing. But he'd lived here for about 8 or 9 years, and he wasn't going for a court hearing. He was going back for his daughter's wedding. But they're good blokes. I still haven't seen, hi, tell me why. I've never seen a Maori play cricket for New Zealand. Tell Mrs. Seeds my video will be up next week. Is this of your house bully, or one of your 9 iPads, or 6 9mm? I don't know. What's the video going to be about? Is it your life story? Will you be sitting in a chair, quivering? The house. I know what you've done. You've broken into some bloody neighbourhood home, flash furniture, swimming pool. They've gone away for the weekend. You've taken the camera around. That's all right, mate. You know the secret was Murray don't play cricket. I pretty much know the secret too. They drink on the weekends. I don't have a pool. I haven't got a pool yet. There will be one down there with the big JP Pavilion sign behind it, but not at the moment. They even showed a new addition to my laundry today, Bully, but you must have missed it. After the show, have a rewind. But I will give you a tip, Bully. A man's wealth means absolutely nothing. It really doesn't. It's got nothing to do with the character of a person. Just because you've got nothing, or whether you've got something, doesn't mean any difference between the personality or the character of a person. When other people say, I've got lots of money which makes me better than you, they're called wankers in Australia, bullheads, blonks and drongos. IRC is a great human. Well, you don't really have to advertise if you're good, Bully, but I'm sure you're probably a decent bloke deep down. Yeah, they love their rugby. You don't need money to be happy. You can't buy me love, love. It's true. I remember some of the happiest times of my life. I had no money. Worked like a dog. Seeds likes man living in a van. Your English is terrible, Bully. Seeds doesn't dislike anyone, Bully. Seeds sometimes will pity some people based on the fact that they either know no better or trying to con people. But Bully, do you remember me telling you something about 3 months ago about Uncle Norm and how I named him the Undertaker because he would end the man in the van? Have you forgotten? I do remember you saying, you don't know what you're talking about, Seeds. Rubbish. Character can be simply divined. Well, it is true. It is true because this is the precipice of the man in the van's career. There's only one way to go now, Bully. It'll be rapid. You know, what's happened is Uncle Norm didn't sign the adoption papers and cut the man in the van's allowance. All in 1 week. But I hear Mummy's coming up to save him. Really? Bully? Anyway, he's irrelevant. Hello, VMAC. Oh, VMAC has got a wrench, Bully. And I have very good memory. Very, very, very good memory, Bully. About you timing out VMAC. I told you I'm cursed with a photographic memory. So if you feel a bit of pain shortly, it's probably retribution. Don't take it personally. Let me guess, you got veggies, VMAC. We had pumpkin soup tonight. This is day 6. Tomorrow's day 7, and then I'm going to feast. Oh, probably not the thing to say, Bully. So I'll say my goodbyes to you now. See you, Bully. VMAC is loaded. Farewell, Auntie Jack. We'll know you'll be back. You're 10 feet tall.
I'm going to bed.
Oh, she's good. You going to bed?
Yeah.
Say hello to everyone.
To,
They're all wondering where you are.
Others, maybe coming quickly, but I'm hopping into bed.
Righto.
Just put the kids to bed.
I'll put the kids to bed.
But
Right.
I had to put William out of our room.
Oh, was he falling asleep?
He was asleep, yeah.
That's the problem with having grandkids, you lose your own bed.
You're not going to be too long anyway.
What?
I said you're not going to be too long anyway.
No, I'm not going to be long.
I've turned everything off.
Okay, doke. I don't think you're being ran out. You know, Bully, in life, when you do the right thing, usually good things come to you. I'm just explaining what life's all about. Goodbye. Goodbye, Bully. Goodbye, Bully boy. I hope the toot doesn't stretch on you. Na 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 na. And Bully, you haven't even got a wrench in the man in the van's can show anymore, which I told you would happen as well. You went, no, that won't happen. I think I'm 3 for 3, Bully. You're 0 in the 7th. I do. I pity the man in the van. I do. He's unscrupulous and he's a pain in the ass and he's a dickhead. But I pity him because what a life. I wouldn't wish that life on any of you. Because what is not lost on me is that money's not his problem. Never will be. Whether he has none of it or he has some of it. It's his behaviour. That's the problem. And what you do when someone has a terrible behaviour, a bad behaviour, and when you throw money at them, they're just a bad behaviour with money. Doesn't change who they are. I need a wrench for defending myself. No, I tell you the secret, Bully, your behaviour can be your defence. So if you're good and you behave and you coexist with the people in the room, you have nothing to fear. Having a defensive wrench is an admittance of guilt. I tell you what I found funny, because I think I told you last night, I looked for about 3 or 4 minutes on a video where the man in the van decided that the best place to keep a gas generator is in a plastic box. Yeah, so I didn't watch more than 2 or 3 minutes. I'm thinking, he's a total idiot. He doesn't have any consciousness about real life. I'm sure he just reads scripts and repeats them. Well, we know he just rinses and repeats every day. But he has very little understanding about what makes the world go around. I remember NASA telling me once that he couldn't even change a tyre. He wanted NASA to drive 100 miles to change a tyre. See, Bully, it's your behaviour that is unacceptable. That's very sad because, like I said, You don't need a wrench if your behaviour is exemplary. But, you know, poor old Nasser, you know, he said, I'm not driving 100 miles to change a tyre. This is the person who, you know, the man in the van professes to be worldly knowledge on RVs. And he doesn't cook, and he doesn't camp, and he sleeps in car parks, and he eats fast food. A recreational vehicle is to go out and have recreational fun. Go to the mountains, go to the river, maybe go to a park, take all the kids to a theme. Not to park in car parks. And he hasn't got anywhere to do a poo. Well, except in a bag. That's a good idea. Dance, bully. So I do pity him because it's a miserable existence. And the monkey's standing on the organ grinder, and all his organ grinder friends basically make him dance as well. I don't know who BB is. But there's lots of manipulation of vulnerable people on YouTube for the benefit monetarily of others. Is it just me that's noticed this? Don't like that. I don't like people being used, and even the poor old man in the van often gets used, but he's thick as a brick. Don't even know it. Day 6 on soup, did I mention that? One more day to go and we reach land. And then I'm going to eat a whole zebra, raw. Uh-oh, the boss is here. Hello, Seal. So you don't have to put really down these people that are down anyway, I suppose. I always laugh, though, when the man in the van's not the only one. You all know that these people say how good they are and they're the best at this. And Saturday, I'm glad you asked. Yes, had a guy come round, but he was flat out. I could do it, mate, but I'm just too old. I lifted a cupboard up today, and that's me finished for the week. I think Bully's still begging for a wrench. You don't need a wrench, Bully. You just have to change your behaviour. The parole board here, including I, JP, VMAC, Keeping, all these guys here are part of the High Court. So you only have to change your behaviour and you can be out on parole. Food for thought. I don't think Bully's got a wrench anymore. I tell you what, Bully, why don't you ask, because I've got really long history about you and this person I'm going to mention, Bully, why don't you ask that Juice get you a wrench? You know, your really good friend, Juice, which wasn't his name years ago, and mind you, Bully wasn't your name years ago. But if you ask Juice, he might get you a wrench. What do you reckon? No, it hasn't, Bully, but I don't reveal what I know. You are what you are today, and we'll keep it at that. You haven't threatened any person's life. Yeah, that sort of explains you in a nutshell, though, Bully. Do you know what I mean? George Hemingway had Bully as a moderator. He's bouncing from one to the other, isn't he? And how did George end up, Bully? Just curious. He was quite clever, George, in many ways, but a fool in the end. He even got little spots on RT News, Russian television news. I'm sure some people know that. I remember you from a long time ago, Bully. Before the land was firm. But, yeah, you've never been a total knobhead. bully, but you bordered on being a total knobhead, threatening people's lives. Do you remember those days, bully? Have you forgotten that? Juice was not much better either, really. But you never liked each other, did you? But there was a reason, bully, wasn't there? Which I won't reveal, because I'm not that kind of guy. This is not a gossip drama channel. But I do know. Oh, I like that. See what he's just put in there? Who the hell is Juice? That's funny. We'll keep your secret, bully. Just between me and you. Oh, she helped lift in the cupboard too, the missus. But I think I was doing most of the grunting, to be honest. I really was. No, I don't tell tales, bully. That's the difference. Have you noticed? I don't do that. Just because I know something doesn't mean I have to say it. Or use it as a weapon, or leverage, like some people do. You don't know anything. I do, but we'll leave it at that. I'll just give the tidbit of information, bully, so you know I know. You were once terribly hurt by someone, weren't you? End of tidbit, no more. But he hasn't got a simple. I do have news for you, wife. Bully is going to do a video on his house. People made a video about the IC building. No, I haven't even watched that one. Don't know about that one. But he said to me, tell your missus I'm going to do a video of the house next week. I have this suspicion, guys, it's just me, because Bully's a bit sneaky, all right? A bit sneaky. I reckon Melton John's going out for the weekend, and what we'll see in that video is that very strange framed single princess bed with Bully on top of it saying, this is my house. I've only seen a couple of Melton's video. He's a total knobhead, no question about that. He's a knobhead, for sure. I would speak in the video. Then you can prove that you're not American then, can't you, Bully? For everyone to know. See, I don't think anyone hates you, Bully. You've been a pain in the arse to many people. I don't think anyone hates you at all. And I'm sure on occasions you've actually been very pleasant. Do you have a big nose, Bully? That's the one. That's one of the ones I saw. Smacking himself in the head. It's like you think of a few characters like Bergs, Melton, and there's been others, let's be honest, who will try and take an assimilation of the man in the van's personas. The problem is the man in the van's personas don't work. And why people would copy that is beyond me. Being yourself, an individual, is what people will follow. That's why there's no one here. I am not an international celebrity and have no desire to be such. But we all know why the man in the van wants a woman in his life. Wants someone to wash, clean, feed him, house to sleep under, comfort, air conditioner please. Don't apply if you haven't got an air conditioner. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? He wants a mother. Siege is actually my dad. Yes. Yes, the DNA test came in. I am indeed his father. And as such, he is entitled to the full inheritance that is due to him, which happens to be this temperature gauge. But it will be his one day. I bequeath this to my son. Well, I go back further than that, Bully. Give you a hint, Bully. Black screen, green writing. And part of it's in your name, Bully. Ooh. Well, your ID wasn't the RSA, Bully, was it? And you're not American. Well, you're in America. I'll give you that. Well, he actually got that name by someone else. So he changed it on YouTube. You are the complete USA. Man, you're big. You know, it wouldn't be much of a turn for you, Bully, to turn to the light side and move away from the dark. The darkness has encompassed your life for over 20 years on media. Walk towards the light. Come, Bully, walk towards the light. Is he still there? My hair's getting at a really annoying stage. Might have to cut some more off and send it to Bully, cover his bald spot. Yes, it is. It is indeed a brand name, which means you're probably copywriting someone else's material. Just saying, I don't want you getting into trouble. Just change your name overnight. I'm sure that VMAC can show you how to do it. What you do is you take the RSA Bully off your name and put in the man with the pink tutu. Overnight, it'll be changed. I think America's going through a huge social upheaval. I didn't say you're the USA. I said you're not originally American. Didn't say you weren't a citizen of the United States now, Bully. Don't twist my words. I do. I think it's going through social upheaval. It reminds me a little bit of the 70s and 80s when loads of conflict were happening for different reasons, but there seems to be a breakdown. No, you've never been outside the United States, but you're European descent, Bully. Das ist true, ja? No, his grammar's terrible. Mine's not real flash. Mind you, my iPhone 7 makes my grammar look awful. Because you'll say something, and I know I've typed it correctly, and it comes up gobbledygook. Don't know who did the programming for spell check. Yeah, I think it's reaching a bit of a crisis point in the US that, dare I say, that they could actually end up in some type of civil unrest. Civil war, I don't know. But there's certainly a division within America, not just one or two, there's probably 5 or 6 major divisions in the US, again like the 60s and 70s. If some of you are old enough to remember what I'm saying, it was very severe then, and I can see it doing the same thing. A Glock's not going to save you, Bully, trust me. I've got a little Glock. Bring it on, really. Have you ever owned a 44 Winchester repeat action? Have you ever owned a 7.62? Bully. Mind you, they're pretty heavy. Don't know if you could lift it. Seal Hater says yes. You're going to have to teach me how to do that, VMAC, because it's driving me nuts. Every time I want to spell something, it wants to spell it in Americanization, like the word colour, which actually has a U in it, VMAC. You would agree with me? Seeds lies. I haven't told any lies. I gave you information over 3 months ago that Norm's name is The Undertaker. because he would bury the man in the van. You denied that and said he was more like a saint and a saviour. I said, that's not true, Bully. Just let it unfold and you will see. You were in denial. Said you're wrong. You're lying. I wasn't wrong, Bully. And I wasn't lying. And I did say to you, you would lose your wrench over there. You said, no. No, I never said he wouldn't meet him. I said he would bury him. Hence the nickname, the Undertaker, I gave him. Unfortunately, my memory is very clear and precise and concise, because unfortunately I am cursed with a photographic memory. You got rid of your iPhone 7. Yeah, I looked at the other day the Max. If anyone's got a Max, you know, it's a bit bigger too. My iPhone 7 is a smaller one. It's a pain in the ass because it's hard for me to read. But the Max is not that much bigger. JP's got a decent iPhone. When I met JP, he showed me, I think his was the bigger version of the iPhone 6 or 7. Yeah, I looked at the XS. This thing they call Max in Australia is probably 6 inch, 5.5 inch, something like that, Bully. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure yours was the Plus, and I showed you. Yeah, his was bigger than mine. That's man of me to admit that, isn't it? But yeah, just a bit bigger. Been thinking about it for about a year. Well, he wouldn't do that, VMAC, would he? See, the top end of the bigger iPhones here now, they're like $2,000. 1,800. I paid 1,400 for this phone. We get ripped off in Australia like you wouldn't believe on anything to do with Apple. It's disgusting. I've never broken my screen, but my kids always break their bloody screens. I have a feeling Bully's not visiting the man in the van lately. I think he's turned a cold shoulder to him. Oh, I'm not banned. I have ways and means to be seen in there, Bully. You know that. He can't see me. I use the force. Yeah. I don't think he does. I think Bully's only there for one reason, just to swing a stick. I say, I don't hate anyone, and I certainly have pity in my heart. And I do realise that that person in the van has no understanding of what reality is and certainly needs help. I said that over 3 years ago to him. Because there's one person he doesn't know about. The man in the van does not know anything about the man in the van. It's a shell. And he's looking on the outside and he never looks inward. And until he does that, it'll be just misery. 7 Plus is so much bigger. I tried to work that out, Keeping. I went down and looked at the 3 phones. They got more, but I only looked at the ones on display. And I think it was the X something. It was about 6 inches. It was bigger than mine, but marginally. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to go to an Android phone. I had one of those before. Never really liked that. No, I haven't got a 7 Plus. I've just got the 7. JP had the 7 Plus, and his was marginally bigger. Hello, Russell, you snake in the grass. Yeah, we thought about getting iPads, but they've got no power in them, Bully. Very limited what you can do with an iPad. Yeah, you can browse and go onto social media, I suppose, but pretty hopeless, really. They're not much good to travel around with. We took the wife's iMac with us, and that was always good. We never actually, we were going to get roaming for our internet, but we spent so much time travelling and looking at stuff, we figured, nah. And everywhere we went, like in Germany, you were getting 200 download speed in most places you went. In Stuttgart, in the middle of Stuttgart, it's all free internet. So everywhere we went was about the same. I'm sure JP came across that in Europe as well. Everywhere you go, you can get internet. So we thought our roaming was going to be about $15 a day, and I thought, bugger that. Because most of the time I'd just sit at a cafe the next day and upload a video I did the day before. Yeah, we sat at this one place in Frankfurt, I think it was. Was that? And this is it. That restaurant we went back and had a couple of meals at. That was 200 download speed, wasn't it? Off memory. See, this is where you fall down, bully. That's what's called an idle threat. Do you know what I mean? Threat all the same, but it's unnecessary and it has no depth. You are not going to do that, and you just make yourself look a little bit, oh, psycho. Let's be honest. Okay. I know the missus came across a really good editing program years ago, but now it's probably obsolete. Even, I don't know whether you guys noticed yesterday on my iPhone, it said something about more enhancements on editing. I haven't even looked. I don't use YouTube to edit. Yeah. But you know, I've never physically threatened anyone, but I've been in heaps of fights when I was younger. I've got teeth marks on my knuckles to prove it. You might see a few of them. Several actually. You see the teeth marks? You normally get teeth marks between the knuckles. You guys that have been in fights would know what I'm talking about. Yeah, the missus uses iMovie on her Apple computer. It's really good. It's got all sorts of whiz-bang bells on it and does well. No, I've never gone out to fight anyone, but if I had to, I will. And your Glock wouldn't be any good against me, bully. Because like Featherfoot, I come through the night. Like cloud, I surround you and shove Glock right up clacker. And then say, pull the trigger now, mate. If you have to use an innate object to threaten somebody else, you have no impetus yourself. In other words, you're saying this third item will take care of my business for me. Do you get what I'm saying, bully? Probably not. Probably not getting what I'm saying. Well, I'm going to get a big cannon. My dad's got a really big cannon. He's bigger than your dad's cannon, and I'm going to get him to use it and shoot you. Your dad's bigger than my dad? Really? Just him go. I think you mean just let him go. Probably. Seal. I don't hate anyone. I really don't. It's not in me to do so. See, again, bully, you're not learning by your mistakes. And life, we all make mistakes. Repeating them is the problem. You know, if you move 6 chairs around a room in any order and place one in a corner over there and 3 over there, there's still only 6 chairs in the room, bully. Now try and move them around again. No, bully, there's still 6 chairs in the room. In other words, your behaviour hasn't changed and you're not willing to let that side of your character go because, let's be honest, bully, that's the only character you've got, is to be a pain in the bum. Try and be a nice guy. Try and walk into the room and say, morning VMAC, I hope you're going to have a great day. Just try it tomorrow. Don't do it now. It will be a bit of a rush and a fumble. You know what I mean? Like an unbuttoning a bra at the back, but you've never done it before. You'd end up strangling the girl. So leave it till tomorrow. When you see VMAC next time, say, good morning VMAC, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Just see what reaction you'll get. Okay, so how you been, Cease? Good, other than lifting this bloody great big linen cupboard up today, which is starting to give me a few aches and pains. But I don't like taking painkillers. The wife's asked me about 5 hours in a row, you want a painkiller? I go, no. By tomorrow morning, when I get up, I go, oh, where's the painkillers? Like after playing a big match, next morning you pay for it. There's a lot of bravado and there's a lot of I'm better than yous, and my dad's bigger than your dad, and I'm going to come to your town and scare you by going boo. It's all nonsense. It's a waste of effort. It's like when bully pretends to threaten someone. It's a waste of time. It's not going to do anything. He might get his Glock out and polish it for several hours, but it's still going to be a shiny Glock sitting in his own house. Try threaten people, bully, with your intellect, which may mean you might have to purchase the program Grammarly for starters. I'm just saying, VMAC knows what I'm talking about. You can't have any defence when you threaten people, bully. I'm not sure whether you're aware of that. I use Movie Editor 15, you might have heard of it. What was the name of the other editing program? Wife? Remember that one that a few people told us about years ago? It cost a fortune. We didn't get it, but used to love cocaine. I knew a doctor that had heroin every weekend. See, I'll give you an idea, bully. If you were in Australia, say you lived in Sydney, and you threatened me with your Glock, within about 15 minutes there'd be a knock at your door, you would be arrested, you would be charged, and you'll more than likely spend about 2 to 4 years in prison. Because in Australia, anything said or done online is treated as if it was real life. So you just need to hope that none of the laws in America change shortly. But you have threatened people. Bully, I have a photogenic memory. Probably 4 years ago, when I drifted in and out of this community, just hovering, you came to one of my videos and said, slit your throat. See how good my memory is, bully? Let's wait for the denial to come up. Here it comes. Sure it's coming now? Not yet, but it'll be coming. I could actually get the screenshot if you like, bully. You might say I would, photo edited it or something, I suppose. But you just need to change your attitude. I don't think you're a bad guy. I think you're misinformed. I think you take on the mantle of defending the indefensible, and it boils down to you being angry most of the time. I don't know why that anger's there, other than that incident I spoke of about you being hurt many years ago, which I won't mention, other than the reference to it. So we're clear that I fully understand that. But I just ignored you, because that pains people who try to get people to react when you just ignore them. And I'll ask you one question about rationality, bully. You're still in this room, aren't you? You haven't been booted. You haven't needed to have a wrench. You probably need to ask your question, why are you still here? You don't need a wrench. It's a behavioural tool for you. When you get the wrench, you become a little bit nasty. So, due to your behaviour, you can't have blue. You probably need then to realise that if you are civil, pleasant, you don't have to exchange niceties, but not become obnoxious, painful, and threatening. Hi, the missus has got a real fandangled camera we bought about 4 months ago. She'll explain it to you. It's a ripper. It takes fantastic photograph, macro lenses, you know, big lenses, small lenses you can whack on it. It's really good, and the quality of her videos is sensational with the camera. I just use the iPhone. I go video, upload. Occasionally when I do a cooking video I'll edit, but it's only because I've stopped in between what I'm cooking. Bully's riding around now looking for a BBC? Huh? What? Bully? Okay. Some trees sway around to the left, some trees sway around to the right. Actually, it's not too bad out here tonight. Yeah, forget about the house video. Just get that pink... This will go down, Bully, in legendary status. If you just do a 30-second video wearing a pink tutu, it will be indelible. It'll be like the pyramids, Bully. It will always be there. It's something that you will own and no one else can actually put claim to it. Big, bold letters on the start of the video, IRC Bully, the pink tutu dance. It'll be sensational. It will, without doubt, go viral. Everyone I know will pass it on Twitters and thingy-bobbies that they do. I expect, Bully, that you'll probably get 100,000 hits within the first week. Seeds my video. Seal hater. Sorry if I've missed one of your videos, I apologise. I'm not getting any notifications. YouTube's broken again. I don't think Bully understands the power of this pink tutu video that he would do. It would just, you know, the word legacy comes to mind, Bully. It would be your legacy for generations of children of the people on Boit now will remember the legend of Boit, the pink tutu dancer. Yeah, learning how to use the camera is what the wife's doing at the moment. It's, yeah, it's a process. She's told me a few things and I'm going, what? Can't I just point and shoot? But there's a bit more to it than that. Shutter speed, blah, blah, blah. Nah, you're not great, Bully. But can you see my point? How it would be etched for all time. My grandchildren will click on, what's this Boit about? And they'll go, there'll be a video one day, Legends of Boit. The very first video that will come up will be IRC Bully dancing in a pink tutu. It'll be like, Bully, it'll be like the bacon dog. You know when the guy says, do you want some bacon? That video. That's what the pink tutu video will do for you. Legendary status. And a lot of the people that you moderate for don't mind IRC Bully in a pink tutu. I'm just saying, it would enhance your profile. You might even get some wrenches back. Worth a thought. It's called nothing. I didn't say you were gay. Why are you bringing up a reference to homosexuality? Bully, I've never once mentioned that in what I've been saying. Maybe a bit of Freudian slip going on here, Bully. Not sure. Lay down on the couch. Tell me all about it. Sorry, I don't see all the text. Apologies, Len. I'll get the wife to repeat it to me so I can answer you. I've been given Bully therapy. But you do catch far more flies with honey than vinegar, Bully. Sorry, Len, it just flies by for me on this bloody phone. It's not a diet, if that's what you're asking, Len. It never has been a diet. We actually like soup. but I was going along with a few other people and having this soup challenge, just to have soup for a week. And I can tell you, my wife would probably have a soup for the rest of her life. She loves soup. But it all changes in 2 days. The very first dish I'm making is fried prawns in batter. Then they're put into a bowl straight after they're cooked with honey and sesame, and I will make a stir-fried rice to go with it. Nothing to do with soup. RC Bully's looking for a big boy. Well, this is probably not the platform to do it, Bully. I'm just saying, there are other avenues. Yes, my wife likes it. My wife's not a big seafood eater, unless I'm cooking it, and then she'll eat it. She does love the fried prawn, you know, all crispy. You know that real crunchy noise it makes when you cook it? Drizzle with honey, sesame seed. I've just had a warning from my phone saying 10%, so I'm with you for the next 2 minutes. Haven't seen Awesome? I know she's going to release a video today, guys. Keep an eye out for it. It's her and her son doing some cooking. I'm looking forward to seeing that, very much so. And if you've not watched Sid's Angel do cooking videos, she also has some very good videos of it. What's a corporate job, Bully? You're copying what someone else is saying. Because unless you wear a suit and are a CEO of a major corporate company, you don't have a corporate job. You just have a job. I don't want to shock you too much, but unless you drive a Maserati, your secretary looks like Bo Derek, and your income is 7 figures a year, you're just employed. Yeah, it would have been when I got that warning. I've only got about another minute, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, look for Awesome Hooker's cooking video. Video from work Monday. Bully, I'm trying to explain to you the difference between working for somebody and being a corporate leader. I used to wear suits. It's hard to believe, I know. Hippie-looking character. Yeah, you don't even work for a corporation, because what corporations do, they don't have the paymaster give you your wage and say, here's your corporate pay. Most people, unfortunately around the planet now, are part-time, casual or contract workers. Nothing to do with the company they're working for. I hate to break it to you, but that's how it is. But I did tell the Mrs. Bully you're going to do a video of your home. I'm sure it's going to be a magnificent residence. I'm sure it is. And I'm happy for you, if that's the case. I don't know what good money is. What's good money? The minimum wage in Australia is $23 an hour. That's for someone who does push trolleys around from a supermarket. That's it, $23 an hour, minimum. No matter what you do. I think 2 of our sons are on very large figures. One of our daughter-in-laws is on very large figures. Our daughter's on large, more than the average wage. Well, that's not big. That would make you comfortable, Bully. And it means you're not corporate, trust me. One of my sons is a CEO. Would make your money look like play money. Just saying. Because he's a CEO, as in head of a corporation. I don't think you're allowed on board VMAC unless you're a multi-millionaire, for starters. Or, you know, tell people, you can tell by the clothes I wear and the hairstyle that I'm obviously a multi-billionaire. So many millionaires in such little time. to spend their money because they're on the computer all the time. But I go back and I've got to end this because my phone's going to die. But bully, money does not make the man. At all. It has nothing to do with who you are. Because your money and your wealth can be taken away from you at any given time. But your character can't. Rosie has a hot dog. That's good. It's good to have a feed every now and then. More importantly, does Bully have a hot dog? Not sure. Wearing a pink tutu, you would know. If you do that video of the pink tutu, we will all know if you've got a wiener. Anyway, I do have to go, and I hope you have a great day. We've got 2 grandkids in the house, so I've got to be a bit quieter than normal, and I'm going to go to bed myself. So I'm pretty sure Awesome will be striking up a hangout shortly, and if not, I'm pretty sure ROC Bully will strike up a hangout and make you all moderators. Yeah? Seal Hater is going to strike up a hangout. There you go. Nice to catch up with you. Hi, Seal, VMAC, Lynn, Snake in the Grass, she is. And to all of you, have a great day. I can't give you a wrench. It's based on behaviour. Hello, Dory. I've known Dory for a very long time. She's a very lovely lady. But sadly, Dory, I'm about to close because my phone's about to die. But hope to catch up with you again shortly. All right, guys, have a good day or night, wherever you are, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. It's just rustle, you know, snake, rustle in the grass. It's a reference, metaphor. You'll work it out.